The Vols are winners of 5 straight after run-rolling UNC Asheville 11-1 on Tuesday night. A 5-run 7th inning was highlighted by this Manny Marin grand slam right here. He drove in 6 runs on the night and is now on a 5-game hitting streak for the Vols. His success has been big in the Vols starting to trend in the right direction, but head coach Josh Elander says the whole team is starting to play freer, leading to a lot more whole success.
I think it's a mentality shift where sometimes when things aren't going your way, you can focus on, hey, what is my problem? Instead of, like, how do we get to solutions? How do we get there quickly? And again, our process has been very similar. Those guys have done everything that we've asked them to do, but I think we got some scars, and that's letting the guys kind of play free. We've been on the road and been swept. We've gone on the road and swept somebody. We've won close games, lost close games. So as you take punches, you learn how to dodge some at times and throw some as well. So our guys have just done a good job of handling riding the wave.
Tennessee will welcome Ole Miss to Lindsey Nelson Stadium for another SEC series starting Friday night at 6:30. Well, the 2026 men's basketball transfer portal closes on April 21st, and one Vol we haven't heard a decision from is this guy, Ethan Berg. We haven't heard from him just yet. However, the sophomore guard did post on his Instagram on Tuesday, and the song playing in the background is Aston Martin music by Rick Ross, with the lyrics saying, quote, "I can't let it go." So don't really know if this is a hint or not, but it sure seems like one. But Berg posted a slideshow of memories from this season. Obviously, the caption is an orange heart. He did tell us his thoughts on returning to the Vols after Tennessee's Elite Eight loss this past season.
But yeah, this place is home for me. And yeah, definitely, man, that's something that I want. If the guys want to have me back, that's something that I want. I definitely want to be here.
And once again, here's another look at the status of the players from last year's team. Just a reminder, Tennessee made it to an Elite Eight for the 3rd season in a row. Still, 6 players on that list intend to transfer. Just 2 are sticking with the program right now, and head coach Rick Barnes has picked up 3 from the portal so far. Over to the Lady Vols, the women's transfer portal closes a day earlier than the men's on April 20th. Kim Caldwell's roster is certainly starting to take shape quickly. Just a reminder, Tennessee lost every returner from last season. All 8 players on your screen decided to transfer, but now with the addition of Riley Turkoff earlier on Tuesday, Caldwell has picked up 5 transfer commits in addition to incoming 4-star freshman Gabby Minus. Turkoff was Georgia's best 3-point shooter last season, knocking down 71 in total. The 5'9" guard also averaged 11.9 points per game. She has 1 year of eligibility remaining heading into her last season. Turkoff will also reunite with teammate Zen Kraft and assistant coach Izoken Uzamare. Some more Lady Vols news, or I should say former Lady Vols news. Denia Prawl found her new home on Tuesday. The former Tennessee guard is headed to play for Louisville. 6 out of the 8 Lady Vols who transferred have found new teams to play on.
Thank you so much for those updates, Emily Ray. Still to come, national gas prices are higher than they have been in years, and could get higher. After the break, we hear from one man having to raise his landscaping services because of it. Plus, how Republicans are looking to end the DHS shutdown without a vote from Democrats.
Well, it's another nice day today and a very warm. Temperatures getting well into the mid-80s. Here's Market Square. We do have a lot of sunshine. You can see the shadows, people enjoying themselves. Somebody walking in shorts and short sleeves because of the warmth. And we're going to continue to have our numbers close to record levels in the afternoon. 77 degrees, that's our current temperature. 53 for Dew Point's pretty comfortable. We have a west-southwest wind that has been a little gusty, 15 to 20 at times, but not too bad. There is an elevated fire danger today. It's area wide, and it's also for tomorrow too, and that means probably a good idea, don't do any burning. We don't need any more wildfires to spark up. Right now we do have a few, and it's causing some smoke to be in the atmosphere as well with those higher clouds. Forecast highs today, mid-80s, some of us in the low 80s, back over the Cumberland Plateau and also into the northeast part of the state up toward Virginia. We're going to a near record high. If we get to 85, that's only 2 degrees away from the record set back in 1936. And that's not just today. We'll be near a record high tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday, our temperature 15 degrees above our average for this time of the year. And then it just plunges. That's because we are having a cold front come in. And you can see our temperatures go below average by about 6 degrees on Sunday and Monday. We do warm out of it, but not quite as warm as we have been lately. Forecast lows tonight, dipping down near 60 degrees, most in the upper 50s, and those low temperatures may get down to the 30s by Monday and Tuesday morning. That would mean we could get some frost around in some cases, especially where it could be a little cooler than that even. I'll be back to the rest of your forecast over the next 7 days. It's on the way.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. In your national headlines now, President Donald Trump says more in-person peace talks between the U.S. and Iran could happen in the next few days. It comes after U.S. officials said the U.S. military forced 6 ships to stop and turn around in the Strait of Hormuz within the first 24 hours of the blockade. 5 of the 6 ships were carrying oil. The blockade is expected to add to the already rising cost of oil and other goods.
Republicans are going to stand with our Border Patrol, with our law enforcement agencies, and we're going to ensure that they are funded not only today, but well into the future.
Republican lawmakers could vote early next week on funding for ICE and Border Patrol with only Republican votes. The Department of Homeland Security shut down in mid-February, leaving federal workers, including TSA, without pay. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says the plan is to bypass Democrats using a reconciliation bill. That would mean Republicans would be able to fund DHS without adding the restraints Democrats have demanded. As the war in Iran is nearing its 7th week, the average price of gas nationwide is sitting above $4 a gallon. That's the highest it's been in 4 years. Meanwhile, Tennessee's averaging just under that $4 mark. Knoxville, you can see $3.86, and Nashville seeing some of the higher averages at $3.91, and then Chattanooga's right around Knoxville at $3.83. The price per gallon is similar to the averages we saw last week. Consumer experts have been predicting a rise in prices following the recent blockade of Iran's ports, but it is not clear when that increase will come. A spokesperson from AAA says it's difficult to pinpoint the timeline and there's no real prediction for how much prices will rise. Most of the cost you pay at the pump depends on crude oil, which has actually dropped below $100 a barrel this week, sitting around $95 right now. Abel Garcia spoke with one landscaper who says he has had to raise his service prices because of how much he is spending at the pump.
It's the sound of keeping Southern Nevada's neighborhoods tidy. But for business owner Edgar Larios, every roar of these machines now comes with the price.
On letter we're paying around, right now we're paying like $4.50 to $5, but diesel you're paying $6.50 to $7.
Edgar tells me each week, big landscaping rigs and heavy equipment need massive amounts of fuel. And because of the war in the Middle East pushing gas prices higher, Edgar's fuel bill has nearly tripled.
Now I have to pay between $5,000 and $6,000 a week on gas. So that transferred to a lot of expense and over $100,000 a year on expenses. So the prices of gas have definitely changed the way we do business nowadays. We got to adjust the pricings.
So you're telling me from $2,500 a week to now more than $6,000 a week just for gas?
Yes, for gas.
He says those increases mean new contracts for HOAs, homeowners associations, will now cost more.
I would say between, 5 and 10% because that's kind of like the pricing of the gas kind of went up.
Larios tells me that adjustment could ripple straight to residents. Higher fuel costs mean higher HOA landscaping contracts, and that could mean higher fees for people right here in our valley.
About every $100 contract, I had to use it, $10 more. If I used to charge somebody $100, now I have to charge $110.
He tells me each one of these pieces of equipment holds a 50-gallon tank, some up to 40 gallons at nearly $7 a gallon. That means more than $300 every time they refuel, and they do it every single week.
Are you making money? That's where the question is, right? I mean, are you getting the contracts just to make money, or you getting the contracts to break even? You have to adjust all of that. So gas prices had a lot to do with definitely, or the subcontractors and contractors and landscape contractors. Everybody has to adjust based on that.
President Donald Trump says more in-person peace talks between the U.S. and Iran could happen in the next few days. If they're able to reach a permanent ceasefire deal, it could make the prices go down again. But experts say it would still take a long time for pre-war prices to return. Now let's turn back to our forecast, get our eyes on the skies with Mike Simon here. And Mike, we are enjoying the summer-like weather, but also it's kind of weird because usually in April we're used to the raincoats, the rain boots, all of those things.
Yeah, we could use the rain. We did get a pretty good dousing. It was a while back though, and it wasn't really enough. Hopefully we'll get some more coming up here soon, although it's not going to rain today, at least. We're not expecting any rain today. Temperatures, yeah, they're approaching 90 degrees in a few days, so that is real warm for this time of the year. See some high clouds still across the sky off and on. Tonight, it'll be mostly clear to partly cloudy, and it'll stay mild. Tomorrow, that's when we have a little disturbance. It's going to bring us possibility for some spotty light showers. We're not expecting a whole lot, but consider yourself lucky if you get a few raindrops here and there. They'll clear out toward the evening. We'll have sunshine come back. Potential rainfall, this is not for tomorrow because tomorrow's going to be extremely light. There's a front coming that is a little stronger this weekend, and that hopefully will bring us at least a half an inch of rain area-wide. Of course, we would love to have an inch or two soaking, but that's not in the forecast. Over the next 7 days, there's only 2 chances. Right now, we have some rain. So Thursday, a possibility there. It's some light rain. Saturday night, Sunday morning is when we expect that. So the rest of your Sunday is not going to be spoiled, but it is going to be cooler. Our temperatures drop into the 60s to start next week. Sunshine will come back out. It'll be real nice, but the lows are going to be dipping into the 30s for a couple of days, and that means we may have to protect some plants. We could get some frosty conditions in some cases. Katie?
Right, Mike, thank you. Up next, America's 250th anniversary is starting to bloom in a big way at the U.S. Botanical Garden, and Tennessee has a special spot in the spotlight. After the break, where you can find the Volunteer States flower at the Capitol. Coming up later today on 10 About Town, a new Tennessee law is changing traffic stops, especially for drivers who struggle to speak. How it could prevent dangerous misunderstandings between an officer and a person who may stutter. That's this afternoon at 4 on 10 About Town. The 250th anniversary of American independence is in full bloom at the U.S. Botanic Garden in Washington, D.C. This year, the gardens will showcase a special exhibit, and it features flowers for all 50 states and U.S. territories. The exhibit showcases living plants, artistic displays, botanical illustrations. For Tennessee, the flower, the iris, is representing the volunteer state, which is our state flower. You can find the exact location of where our flower is on their website. Just head to the United States Botanical Gardens' website. You're going to find an interactive map listing out all the states. And here is where we land on the map as well. Our producer Danny is pulling that up for us. Thank you so much. So you can go and visit our iris. Pay your appreciation, I guess, to our state flower there. That is so cool. And if you aren't able to make it to the Capitol, there are plenty of ways to celebrate here in East Tennessee. This weekend, you can go to one of Tennessee's oldest towns, Dandridge, my hometown. You can get in on the festival street parade, plus some tunes from Daryl Worley. Then later this month, Pigeon Forge Library is holding a Ride Like a Lady event showcasing the history of female equestrians. And then in May, the city of Clinton is hosting its All-American Antique Festival. There will be a special flag folding at the Tennessee State Capitol as well, all to celebrate 250 years of America. I love that. I love those celebrations. I was just in Dandridge yesterday, Mike, and they were talking about we have a parade and our JRTC students are going to be wearing wool uniforms. They're kind of worried because Saturday's going to be so hot.
It's going to be hot. I remember the 200th. They threw out quarters bicentennial.
Amazing.
It was awesome.
All right. Thanks for watching with us. Stay strong.